Very good morning, class. Today, in the continuation of the States of Matter, chapter 5, lecture number 5 is also there. And before starting the video, I just want to start with a quote, and that is: a victory always seems grand. But have you wondered how dear it sometimes is? लाइक विक्ट्री बहुत अच्छा, बहुत ग्रैंड दिखता तो सबको है, फील तो सबको होता है, बट कभी ये सोचा है कि कितना अजीज होता है? कभी कभी किसी किसी टाइम में कितना अजीज हो जाता है, कितना मतलब desperately you want this कि yes I want to get the victory, isn't it? So that is the things when you will realize that moment is like it is called passion, and that will lead you to success life. Okay, so class, let's start with this video, and in this we are going to start with the relation between density of molecular mass of a gaseous system. Relation between density and the molecular mass of a gaseous system. Okay, so molar mass of an ideal gas can be calculated from the ideal gas equation, and we have already done with this that PV is equal to nRT is the ideal gas equation. Yes, so in that case, if I want to write V, let me take it this side. So P is equal to nRT upon V. Yes. So in this case, N is equal to number of moles. So can I replace this number of moles by mass of substance upon molar mass? So this N will be replaced by small m upon capital M. So in the next case, it will be P small m upon capital M RT upon V. So this is the molecular mass. This is the molecular mass, and you can say that mass upon volume is density. Don't you think so? Yes. So that is mass per unit volume is density. So that is, let me replace this m by v by density, and we will get that pressure is equal to dRT upon m. This m by v will be d. Yes. Or we can say that m is equal to dRT by p, or d is equal to pm by RT. So that these are the relation between density and the molar mass of the substance. Okay, so whenever the thing will be like in that case, we will use this formula. Like suppose that at a constant pressure, if two gases are there which is having two different density, and that means four variable will be there. Two gases, so two densities and two molar mass. Out of that, if three are given, so fourth you can easily find, isn't it? Yes. So next question is here: calculate the density of ammonia at 30 degrees Celsius. So density you have to find, and molar mass you can find, of ammonia, isn't it? And 30-degree temperature is given. Then in that case, temperature, you know that 30 plus 273, 303 Kelvin. Molar mass you can find easily 17. R is equal to this point as like you can take any value. Only the thing is that you have to keep in this pressure, that pressure unit what it is given. It is, since it is given in bar, so you are supposed to take the bar unit. Okay. Otherwise, it will be difficult to change later on. So now we know the formula D is equal to Pm upon RT. Pressure is given 5 bar. Molecular mass, R is given, T is given. So you can find the density very easily. Put the value and all that, you will get the answer. In this case, don't forget to write the unit. See, bar will be cancelled. Mole, and here this is gram per mole. So mole will be cancelled. Per Kelvin temperature will be cancelled. So only what left? Gram per decimeter cube. And moreover, it is density, so obviously it must have a unit weight upon volume wala relation. Yes. So you have to check that volume is given in what? It is decimeter cube. So it will be decimeter cube. Okay, here's the next question. At 273 Kelvin, the density of gaseous oxide at 2 bar is same as that of nitrogen, and at 5 bar. Okay, calculate the molecular mass of this oxide. So that means in this case, then density of gaseous oxide at 2 bar is same as, okay, so D1 and D2 same hai, but P1, P2 different hai. Molecular mass of the oxide you have to find. Nitrogen ka oxide, nitrogen, and whatever the other substance uske oxide ka molecular mass you have to find. So we have formula D is equal to Pm upon RT. Since दोनों की case में density is going to be equal, so what you will write? P1 M1 upon R T temperature है, so we can say cancel P1 M1 upon RT is equal to P2 M2 upon RT. So RT will be cancelled and we'll get that P1 M1 is equal to P2 M2, isn't it? So here, like you in that way also, or you just first find the density and that density will be equal to in the next case, that also you can do. So in this I have done like this, or as I told you that you can use directly. And where is again, since density in the both case are same, density is same, so we can say that, and since temperature is constant, so both this RT will be cancelled. P1 is given here 2 bar, M1 is nitrogen, that means 1428 it will be, isn't it? P2 is given 5 bar and M2 you have to find. So like this, and you will get this answer. Yes. So in that, this is the answer. I hope it is clear. Yes. So that is a short way you can do, or another way, find the density of nitrogen, that will be equal to density of oxide, and you can use this formula and you can do it. Now the next question is here, the mass of 525 ml of a gaseous compound at 28 degrees Celsius and 0.970 bar pressure was found to be this. Calculate the molar mass of the. These all are the direct question. Okay, so you have to put the value. You just put the value and get the answer simply. So we know that the formula according to ideal gas equation, PV is equal to nRT, and PV is equal to this. You know that molar mass will be equal to mRT upon PV, because weight is given, so that's why I need this formula, isn't it? So mass is given here 0.990 gram, or you know this bar hai, so you will take the 0.083 bar. Temperature is 28 degrees Celsius, so convert it into Kelvin. Pressure is here 0.970 is the pressure, and volume is given here 525 ml. So just put the value and get the answer. Yes. So let me put this. Okay. That's the answer. Next heading, next topic is Dalton's law of partial pressure, that is PT is equal to P1 plus P2 plus P3. And that will be what it is, that abbreviation is this, that we are going to find this, ye jo the equation we are going to find. So Dalton's law of partial pressure, what it says that total pressure in a mixture of gases is the sum of the partial pressure of each gas. Whatever the gases components are there, the individual pressure, if we will get the sum of that, we will get total pressure of the mixture. So here the Dalton's law of partial pressure, as I told you, what it states. It states that total pressure exerted by a mixture of two or more non-reacting gases. Obviously, they should not react. If they will react, they will combine and will form a new compound, isn't it? So they should not be they should be non-reacting gases in a definite volume is equal to the sum of the individual pressure which each gas would exert if it occupies the same volume alone at the constant temperature. Or in that way, simple way, as I have told you, you can use that also. So let's take an example, and I'm assuming that P1, P2, P3 are the three individual pressure of gases A, B, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that is known as partial pressure. इसे हम कहते हैं partial pressure. Then the total pressure P total of the mixture of the gas, then the total pressure P total of the mixture of gas at the same temperature will be given by the following, that relation, that is P1 plus P2 plus P3 will be equal to. If more than 3 gases are there, we can add that also. If 2 gases are there, we can just keep it P1, P2 also only. Yes. So the P1, P2, whatever this P1, P2, P3, they are called individual partial pressure. They are called individual pressure. That means partial pressure of that gas 1, 2, 3. And this P total is the pressure of total mixture. Yes. The partial pressure of each gas means the pressure which that gas would exert if present alone in the vessel at the same temperature as that of mixture. So how can you identify, how can you define this individual pressure or partial pressure? That also it is written over here. Okay, so let's do that derivation, how we got it. Let's consider a mixture of two gases A, B having amount Na and B respectively. So according to the ideal gas equation, we can say that PV is equal to nRT. Yes, this is. And pressure, but because we want that individual pressure, partial pressure, so let it be PA is equal to Na upon V because volume is going to be same. And RT, obviously it is going to be constant. Yes, so PV will be NB upon volume RT. So if I will find the total pressure, I will just add this P and PB. Yes. So in this case, Na upon V RT plus NB upon V RT will be added. So this is called P total. And here RT by V we can take as a common and it will be Na plus NB. Yes. So if I will do like this is, if this is the equation 1, let me assume this is equation 1. And this is the equation 2 and this is equation 3. So if I am doing equation 1 upon equation 3, yes, so PA upon P total if I am doing, so PA ki jagah Na upon V, here Na upon V RT, and P total ki jagah pe what we can write, Na plus NV here and RT here upon V. So what it will be do? This RT upon RTV upon RTV will be cancelled out. What left? Na upon Na plus NB. So PA upon P total will be left as Na upon Na plus NB. So can you recall something? It will be considered as chi A. Yes, first chapter. Number of moles of A upon total number of moles. That will be considered as chi A. Or if I will do that PA, here it is PB upon P total, if I will do, what it will be? It will be considered as chi B. Isn't it? This is called chi B. So by this way, we can get a formula here that P partial individual pressure of any gas will be equal to mole, that P total multiplied by what? Mole fraction of that gas. Yes? Okay, so that derivation will be asked. Here it is written, PB upon P total is equal to NB upon Na is equal or chi B. Yes, it was not supposed to. I thought that I forgot to write, but it is written over here. So let it be. Let me rub this. What I have explained, that PA is equal to chi A into P total or PB is equal to chi B into P total. Yes, so this is the formula we got and this will be used in class 12th also. So I hope the derivation is quite clear. Any doubt in this? Chali, let's move to next application of Dalton's law. Okay, this law is useful in calculating the pressure of the gases collected over water in the laboratory. Be careful because gases, how we will collect? So we collect the gases over the water. Okay, condense करके. The mixture of the gas and the water vapor has total pressure equal to atmospheric pressure. In that case जो gas होंगे and the water vapors, the total pressure is called atmospheric pressure, will be considered as equal to atmospheric pressure. And when the water level is same inside and outside the vessel, that is the condition. Okay. So a new word will come over here, that is aqueous tension. What it is? Pressure exerted by water vapors is known as aqueous tension. Like with each gas which is present in the atmosphere, water vapor is also there. That means water vapor is attached with the gas. So in that case, whatever the water vapors are exerting the pressure, that is called aqueous tension. Okay. So if I have to know that exact pressure applied by the gas, dry gas, so what I have to do? I have to subtract this aqueous tension from that P gas, isn't it? P gas minus aqueous tension करेंगे तो we will get the pressure of the dry gas. Yes. So gases are collected over moisture, hence pressure of dry gas can be determined by P dry gas is equal to P total minus aqueous tension. And here P total, that means the pressure of the gas plus the pressure of water vapors. Yes, it does. It means that. So here's the question. Let's solve some question. For a few more questions are there. 135 ml of a gas is collected over water at 25 degrees Celsius, and this is the pressure. Okay, 0.993 bar. If the gas weighs 0.160 gram and the aqueous tension is 25 degrees at 25 degrees Celsius is this much, calculate the molar mass of the gas. So can you easily find it? Very easily you can find it. Just think of it, what it is. In that case, first you have to find the P gas. That dry gas ka pressure kitna hai, that you have to find. Okay, so this is P total minus P gas. I am doing like this is 1 second. I have this is it should be aqueous tension. So in that case, P total is given here 0.993 bar and the aqueous tension is given 0.0317. So use this formula and find the P dry gas. This is dry gas. Okay, we can write dry gas. Now we have the formula PV is equal to nRT ideal gas equation. So by that we can use this number of moles will be equal to M upon what it is. This is number of moles is equal to weight upon molecular mass. We know that. So PV, can I place this M upon M instead of N? Yes. So that I have done PV is equal to M upon MRT, or M is equal to MRT upon PV. Yes. So that the same thing I have done. Molar mass is equal to weight of the substance, weight of the gas, RT, upon pressure of the gas and volume of the gas. So everything is given. Just put the value and get the answer. Mass is given 0.160. Here it is the gas weight. Yes. Volume is given 135 ml. Here it is. And since it is in milliliter, so we are supposed to convert, because R की value either you have to take it in सब convert करना पड़ेगा, because this is in the bar. ये जो pressure दिया हुआ है ये bar में दिया हुआ है. So obviously you have to take a bar value for R, isn't it? So in that case bar per decimeter cube is there. So that's why you are supposed to convert this milliliter into decimeter, and for that we have to divide by 1000. So this will give you 0.135 decimeter cube. And now simply that T is equal to 25 degree plus 273, P is equal to 0.9613. Here we got this. Yes. R is equal to this much. Temperature दिया हुआ, pressure दिया हुआ, R दिया हुआ है. So just put the value. M की जगह पे 0.1 what we get 0.160. R value is given, temperature value is given, pressure is given, and volume you have calculated here like this. So just use this and you will get the molar mass, that is 30.49 gram per mole. Clear? In this chapter you have to be very much concerned, we have to be very much attentive for the units. Unit should be very same. Unit should be same, then only that calculation will be possible. Otherwise it will give you the different calculation and completely wrong calculation actually. Another question is here. A neon dioxygen mixture contains 70.6 gram of dioxygen and 167.5 of neon. If the pressure of the mixture of the gas in the cylinder is 25 bar, in mixture of gas in the cylinder, pressure जो है वो that is for mixture. What is the partial pressure of dioxygen and neon in the mixture? So what you are supposed to do, you have to find first, this is P total is given. Yes, 25 bar is P total. Then you have to find the individual. So in this case what you have to find, molar like mole fraction. So mole fraction के लिए number of moles of one gas upon total number of moles. So it is given in gram. So what you will do, first convert this into mole and then this mole, this mole. So this mole upon total mole and you will get the mole fraction. So like number of moles I have calculated for dioxygen, this is 70.6 upon 32 because dioxygen, so 32 से divide करेंगे, this will be 2.21 mole. Similarly for neon we got this much. And let's find the mole fraction. If I'm finding for mole fraction for oxygen, this is mole fraction, okay? This is, let me like little, it should be like this, stressed, okay? So this is number of moles of oxygen upon total number of moles. that we are going to 0.21. If this one is 0.21, it is quite obvious that neon will be 0.79. Otherwise, you can calculate by this way also. Okay. So this is the mole fraction of neon you got. Now what you have to do, P total is given, individual nikalna hai. So for the individual partial pressure of this, mole fraction 0.21 upon into P total. So this is P total is 25. Just put this value and get the answer. For this is PO2. This is the individual pressure of PO2. Similarly for P neon you can find like 0.79 multiplied by 25 bar and you will get that 19.75 bar. So that is the answer. Hope it is clear. To solve the numerical, first thing you are supposed to do, that is to understand the question, what it is saying, what are the values given and what we are to find. Okay, then find the relation between what we have to find and what is given, and then automatically spontaneously you will do that. Got it? Okay, another question is here. A gaseous mixture containing 50 gram of nitrogen and 10 gram of oxygen were enclosed in a vessel of 10 liter capacity at 27 degrees Celsius. Calculate. So number of moles of each gas you have to find, partial pressure of each gas you have to find, total pressure of gaseous mixture you have to find. So there the two gases are given. Nitrogen and oxygen weight are given. First find the number of moles and then it will be the answer of first. Yes. Then number of moles upon nitrogen upon total number of moles, it will be the answer of B. And then total pressure, you know that what we have to do. P total is equal to P nitrogen plus P oxygen. So P partial pressure of nitrogen ka formula kya tha? That was mole fraction of nitrogen multiplied by total pressure. So just put this value and get the answer. Okay. To calculate moles of each gas, weight of nitrogen is 50 grams, so molar moles will be 50 upon 28, 1.79. Similarly, you find for oxygen. Yes. Now, to calculate partial pressure, अगर हमें partial pressure निकालना है, so what we have to do? That is the formula given. Okay, you can use this formula. Otherwise, P total is not given, so you cannot use that mole fraction wala formula. Got it? P total, so you have to find now, so you cannot use the mole fraction into P total formula. So partial pressure के लिए this ideal gas equation you have to follow. PV is equal to nRT and P is equal to nRT upon V. So N is equal to number of moles आपने निकाला था, R की value given, T की value given, and this is the V 10 liter. So use this and you'll get the 0.40 atm. Why I have taken this here? This is in atm pressure, atm, because the volume is given in liter. So we have to take our unit such a way where it is liter. Yes, atm per liter. Now for the oxygen we got the individual pressure, we got it. P total find karna hai. The P total formula is P pressure of nitrogen plus pressure of oxygen. So now we will use the mole fraction wala case. We can use, or since हमने separately we have got the nitrogen pressure over there 4.40. Let me show you. This is 4.40. We got it, partial pressure of nitrogen and partial pressure of 0.76. So we can simply add this and we'll get the total pressure. Yes. So that is the answer for this question. I hope it is clear. Okay. Since यहाँ पे मोल फ्रैक्शन वाले पार्ट को निकालने की जरूरत नहीं है, because P total is not given, P total is asked. So P total find करने के लिए you have to find the individual pressure, and individual pressure find करने के लिए there is only one option, PV is equal to nRT. So use this and get it. Yes. Now the next topic is Graham's law of diffusion and effusion. So these are the summary. We can say that Graham's law says that rate of diffusion will be inversely proportional to the mass of the gas. And what is diffusion? What is effusion? Let me explain this. So diffusion of gases in early class 9th you have done this. Yes. So I hope there will be no problem. Gases have the tendency to intermix and spread throughout the available space. They intermix with this, okay, and whatever the space they get, they just occupy all that. This property is known as diffusion. Thus diffusion is defined as the spreading of molecules of a gas throughout the available space without any obstacle, without any membrane, spontaneously if they mix. Yes, so that is called diffusion. When the two gases are brought in contact, the molecule of one gas being in motion go in between empty space of the other gas, and they move from region of higher concentration to that of lower concentration till the concentration of mixture becomes uniform throughout. That is a universal law. The movement will be continuous till that portion, till that time when both will have the same concentration. Yes, so this is called diffusion. Now, Gram's law of diffusion, what it is? It states that under similar condition of temperature and pressure, this is the important point, under same condition of temperature and pressure, the rate of diffusion of gas are inversely proportional to the square root of the density. Got it? This is inversely proportional to the square root of the density. जितनी high density होगी, उनका diffusion उतना ही slow होगा. Okay, so we got the formula, that is density is equal to rate of diffusion is equal to 1 upon density, and density again let's mathematical expression of the Gram's law. That is, suppose that R1 and R2 two rates are there for the diffusion of gas A and gas B. D1, D2 are the density given over here. So if I will say R1, about R1 it will be 1 upon D1, R2 it will be 1 upon D2. Yes. So if I will do R1 upon R2, it will be D2 upon D1, but under the square. Yes, under same temperature and pressure. Now, if I want, this is the mathematical expression of the Gram's law. If I want to convert it in form of molecular mass, then what it will be? So in that case, we know that molar mass is twice the vapor density. That is the formula you are supposed to learn and you have done in chapter 1. Molar mass is twice of vapor density. Okay. Therefore, the expression may be written as D2 upon D1 is R1 upon R2 is equal to D2 upon D1, isn't it? So instead of D2, can I write that M2 upon half, because twice vapor density is, so obviously if I want to write density, so it will be molar mass upon 2. So this is M2 upon M2 and M1 upon 2. So 2 will be cancelled, and it will give you another formula in terms of molar mass, that root under M1 upon M2 upon M1. Inversely proportional to molar mass also. Okay, so we got a formula, that is R1 upon R2 is equal to root under D2 upon D1 or equal to root under M2 upon M1. If we talk about the Gram's law, if particularly it is asked, and the definition you are supposed to ask, so you have to define it in terms of density only, not in the molecular mass. But derivation you can do, and you can use the formula like this. Yes, where M1 and M2 are the molecular mass of the gases having density D1 and D2 respectively. Thus, Gram's law may be also stated as, under similar condition of temperature and pressure, the rates of diffusion of the gases are inversely proportional to the square root of their molecular mass. As I said, also, but actual Gram's law jo hai, that is D1 density and rate relationship. Okay, derive karke we got this relationship, and we can state as this also. But whenever it comes in the definition part, you are supposed to write that density only. Some other terms are there. Again, the rate of diffusion of gas is equal to volume of gas. Okay. Jitna high volume hoga, fast rate hoga, obviously, which diffuses per unit time. So that is, rate of diffusion will be equal to volume of the gas diffused upon time taken for the diffusion. So I can write in the form of this, R is equal to V upon T. So if there are the two gases, okay, so V1, V2, and they will take time T1, T2. So in that case, it will be R1 is equal to V1 upon T1, R2 will be V2 upon T2, and here it will be like R1 upon R2 is equal to root under V1 upon T1 upon V2 upon T2. So what it will be? This will be simply, we can say that D2 upon D1. We know that right now we have got the formula. So that also can be. And suppose both the gases are taking same time to diffuse. Okay, that means T1 and T2 will be same. Then in that case, what it will be? R1 upon R2 will be equal to V1 upon V2. So here I can write it like R1 upon R2 is equal to V1 upon V2. And I have just written all that equations, all that relation. Yes. R1 upon R2 is equal to root under D2 upon D1 is equal to root under M2 upon M1 is equal to V1 upon V2. The next topic is effusion, and about the effusion, what it is like, it is a particular case of diffusion, a specific case of diffusion actually, in which the gases contained in a vessel are allowed to escape through a small aperture. Like diffusion is just, there is no barrier, there is no particular path, it is just combining with each other. But if it goes to small aperture, small hole, then this will be called effusion. Okay, and here also, that in this case also, the Gram's law of diffusion is valid. Okay, so like this is partition is there, and if just here is the partition, and what I have done, 1 second, let me change the pen color. Okay, so in this case, it is the partition is there, that means there is no mixing. I just remove the partition and the gases are going to mix each other, so that is called diffusion. But in the partition, I have made the small aperture. I have not removed completely, I have just made a small aperture. So in this case, whatever the mixing is going on, that is called effusion. Okay, so in this case also, the Gram's law of diffusion is valid. In the diffusion, when the partition is removed, the molecules spread out and fill the whole container. On the other hand, in effusion, the particles escape through a very small hole in the partition. Yes, there is no such difference. So here, the diffusion, movement of gases from high concentration on to the low concentration, obviously it is. Effusion is also the movement of gases from high concentration. We will not say high concentration. Here, a particular word we will use, high pressure to low pressure. Okay, so suppose that if this side will be the pressure high, it will go like in this way. It where is that? It will mix like this. Okay, the particles will go, like gases will go in this way. If the pressure is high here, since the pressure is high over here, so that's why the gases are going this way. Did you get that? Yes. So here it is that high pressure to low pressure, it is called effusion, and high concentration to low concentration, it is diffusion. And high concentration to low concentration through a semi-permeable membrane, then this will be osmosis. Yes. So let's move to next part, that is the question. That is the question is written over here. Relative density of carbon dioxide and oxygen are 22 and 16 respectively. If 25 cc means centimeter cube of carbon dioxide, which is the volume unit, okay, diffuses in 75 seconds, what volume of oxygen will diffuse in 96 seconds under similar condition? Okay, so what is given, densities are given, and times are given, volume 1 is given and 1 is asked. Yes, so you know the formula. Here it is that assume that volume of carbon dioxide is 25, like it is given over. Okay, assume that the volume of oxygen is VCC. We can write here VCC. Yes, and this one is given, carbon dioxide volume is given 25 cc. Carbon dioxide time, carbon dioxide diffusion time is given 75 seconds, and oxygen time, diffusion time is given 96 seconds. And this is the formula. You know that R1 upon R2 is equal to V1 upon T1 is equal to V2 upon T2, and that is also equal to root under D2 upon D1. So what we will do, we will simply use this formula. This formula we will use. Okay, this is the only formula we will use, because we don't have to find the rate is not mentioned over here, so we will equate these two. Okay, so V1 can I write VO2 T1 TO2 VCO2 upon T2 TCO2 and root under DCO2 upon DO2. So volume of oxygen is we have to find, and time of diffusion of oxygen is given 96 seconds. So this is volume of oxygen upon time of diffusion for oxygen, that is 96 seconds. Similarly, volume of carbon dioxide is 25 cc and time for diffusion for carbon dioxide is 75 seconds. So that is, calculate this. This is going to be, and that is equal to root under 22 upon 16. Densities are given over here. So this will be solved. Calculate all this, and after solving, you will get that 37.5 cc as a diffused volume of diffused oxygen. Got it? So here only the thing was that you were supposed to find the formula. Which is the formula? Main formula is that, and that's done. Yes. Now the next question is here: an unknown gas diffuses 4 times as quickly as oxygen. So rate are given. R1 can be equal to 4R, like this. Yes, calculate the molar mass. It is so simple question. Let the rate of diffusion of oxygen is R1 and then that of unknown gas will be 4R1. Yes, mass आपको oxygen का पता है and unknown gas you have to find. So there is a formula R1 upon R2 is equal to root under M2 upon M1. So I can write R1 and R2 की जगह can I write 4R1? Yes. M2 we have to find and M1 is given 32. So that is, just solve it and you will get the answer. This is like, just square it, make it a square both sides. So this will be R1 square and 16 R1 square, R1 square will be cancelled and 1 upon 16 and here M upon 32. So mass will be equal to what? 2, and that is hydrogen gas. Yes. So I hope it is clear. There should be no doubt. Yes. Now our that's it for the today's topic. Next topic we will discuss in our next video. So I will suggest you that whenever it numerical comes, you just try to solve it by your own. Don't simply copy it. It is not going to help you. Okay, class. So we'll meet you in next video. Till then, thank you, bachcho.